Welcome to Paranormal Nightshift, your paranormal stories, now told here. I'm going to go ahead and give a disclaimer on this one. I've read a couple of these, but none of them have affected me as much as this story. Viewer discretion is advised. This fan wants to stay anonymous, and once you get into the story, you'll understand why. But I have to give them names, so we're going to call him Kyle. Kyle was a military kid, and if you're a military kid, you completely understand. Kyle had been at 5 schools in 3 different years and never stayed anywhere long at all. Just a social outcast, goth kid that everybody knew, but his dad was a pretty big deal in the Army. It was time for another move. He wasn't even in senior year in high school yet, and again, new friends, new town, new move. But Dad said this time it was going to be different. Dad had just signed a 24-month contract, gotten a promotion, and said, we're going to be here 24 months, 2 years. And when my dad made a promise, he kept it. So I was so excited. He took me shopping for new clothes. He hated my grunge style, but he's always been super supportive. New clothes, dyed my hair black, new school, it's time to rock and roll. And I thought I was going to have a hard time making friends, but first day, I met all sorts of wonderful people. There was so much of a community down there, I felt so accepted. I met my best friend Kyler and his twin sister Skye. And at 14 years old, it took me all of 2.7 seconds to fall in love with her. I was in love deep, and we were all inseparable. And we had a large group of friends, and Kyler's parents were super cool. Halloween night, her parents were out of town, and my dad said it was actually cool if I went to the party and spent the night. So I got to totally hang out with my girlfriend overnight and my best friend. This was going to be amazing. Their hippy-dippy grandma was in charge, so there was some adult supervision. But for the most part, it was just all of us kids running wild, having a great time. That's until Kyler and Skye came to me and said, hey, you want to do something really creepy? I was down to the basement. There was already people waiting. There was a pentagram in the middle of the room, and of course a Ouija board. They said, hey, let's do a séance. It'll be fun. Now look, I'm a goth kid, but I always did it just to kind of rebel against my dad. I never believed in any of this stuff, and I really didn't feel comfortable with Ouija boards, but, I mean, I was in love. I wanted to do something. Skye took my hand and, ouch, she pricked it with something. Why'd you do that? It'll help it. It'll help everything. The lights turned off, and she starts saying things, weird things. It's not like what it talked about in the game. She's talking in a language I don't understand. And everybody there, everybody in the circle just kept saying my name. It felt really, really weird, and I was ready to go. I didn't like this anymore. Now he will be complete. Now he will be complete. Chanting filled the room. Now he will be complete. Now he will be complete. Cut it out, guys! I don't like this anymore. I don't want to do this. The whole time, I kept feeling something pushing on me, something hurting me. I didn't want to do it anymore. I got up and I kicked that Ouija board across the room. I don't want to do this anymore, guys. I'm done. Tyler, I told you I didn't want to do this. I don't like stuff like this. Look, it's moving. The planchette continued to move. No one was around it. It was moving by itself and it was spelling my name. I grabbed the board and the planchette, threw it in a box and ran outside. We had started a bonfire earlier. I was going to burn it. Skyler was behind me and Kai was behind me. They were all saying something, but I couldn't hear them. I was going to burn it. This thing was evil. I threw it in the fire and somehow it burned brighter than I expected it to. It engulfed in flames. Turned around and both of them looked as white as ghost. We didn't close the session. We have to close the portal. We have to say goodbye. That was the last night I ever hung out with either of them. I told my dad what had happened, and I started spending a lot more time with other military kids. I cut my hair, got rid of my goth clothes, and just kind of changed my life. I actually made the football team, had a whole bunch of preppy friends now, and things were going great. Because of the time I was spending with my dad and his rank, I totally started excelling at school. Everything was going wonderful. I even made the football team. I went to college, went into the military, and started my own family. That all goth stuff had all been 20 years ago. I kind of forgot about it, and you know, creepy, silly stuff we do as kids, right? That was until the other night. We were having a barbecue for Memorial Day, and my youngest daughter came outside and said, Daddy, Daddy, the big kids are doing something bad. Go look. I go inside, and sure enough, My son and his friend are playing Ouija board in his room. It's the first time as a parent I have ever seen red. I kicked the thing across the room. I was screaming. I was yelling. So mad and so scared at the same time. How could you guys do this? This is so dangerous. Don't you understand how dangerous this is? Look, I have to calm down. Please, don't do this. Go outside and play with the other kids, and we're gonna have a talk later. I was trying to pick up the pieces, and then I saw the planchette start to move and spell out, "We've missed you."
I'm done. I'm done for a little bit. Don't forget we're doing a live ghost hunt here soon. Make sure you like, share everything with this page. Love my time travelers. Y'all have a great one. Send me your paranormal stories next.